charged back.
Yeah, and you probably get a knock on your door, too.
Well, we did it. Nobody knocked on our door yet, but we did it, and then it was charged back. It didn't work. They were all charged back, weren't they? None of them took. So they would take for a few days, and they would run it through, and it would show a zero balance, but then they would get charged back. So that was the banks turning around telling the creditors, like, nah, we're not letting them get away with this.
Hey, well, you can always...
Nobody came and arrested us.
You can always buy a bunch of items.
And we're not in hiding. I'm not hiding my location. You know?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to do anything to keep people from knowing where we are. So.
Yeah, that's still scary, though. I mean, I don't know, because that was a big movement, back a few years ago. You could pay off your house that way. You could do this, and, just buy your...
Well, just imagine you could buy a whole bunch of things.
Yeah, that's the sad thing is they can just say, yeah, it's legal, but we're not doing it.
Yeah.
We're not doing it. It's not legal. It's legal, but we're not letting you guys do it. We're not letting the people do it.
But they do it. The government does it.
What are you gonna do?
The government does it. I mean, they can create money with no money. I mean, it's just all their numbers in a book. I mean, or data on a computer. It's nothing to back it up. It's all.
Well, they just take loans out.
Yeah, the government's borrowing money from me and you. They're using our money.
They're stealing our wealth.
Yeah. Boy. So it tells me you can't. Boy, maybe somehow buying a cabin up in the mountains and just living off the... Well, people even living off the grid has had problems with the government saying you can't do it. So, I mean, no matter what you do, it seems like it's getting scary. I mean, you don't have privacy anymore. You just, you say the wrong word, you can get arrested, even if you were just joking.
Yeah.
Yeah, money is technically not... I mean, they could sit there and tomorrow say, hey, your $100 bill is worthless. And what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Well, that's the whole point of,
Nothing.
if the government's taking out so many loans, it devalues the currency and, soon the $100 might not be worth anything. That's why I think a whole bunch of people turn to crypto mining and, buying cryptocurrency instead.
Oh, that's something. Crypto mining, I'm really dumb on it. Do you know anything about that you can talk about? Because I have a relative that's into it, and he sits there and runs computers and is trying to make money off of it. And it just astounds me.
Well, it's pretty basic. There's a coin, like let's say Bitcoin, and there are several different types of coins. And you can buy Bitcoin through a facilitator, which is, for Bitcoin, it's a company called Coinbase. So you open up your account with Coinbase, and then you use Coinbase as your wallet to purchase the Bitcoin with. And that's basically how it works. And then what you can do is you can buy gift cards, and you can get a credit card that is directly attached to your Coinbase wallet, and then you can spend your coins like money.
Wow.
And then the value of the coin will increase or decrease, So if you put in $5 and you buy one coin for $5, and the coin is worth $5 at the time, and then a year later the coin is worth $5,000, your $5 is turned into $5,000, and you can just, spend it just like a credit card or a debit card or gift cards.
Well, hey, Kevin's here, and he might explain what the fad is right now. Why don't you explain about mining?
Well, like he said, there's a whole bunch of different coins out there. There's a lot of different type of coins, and the only way that coin is going to reach a certain value if it takes interest, if people put money into it, and if people process those transactions too, because it's not regulated by the government. So there's a need for that middleman, those computers, to process all those transactions that go through that coin or go through that company, and that's what the crypto mining is. You basically get a coin for using your electricity. That's what it is.
Oh, so basically what you're saying is that a person could sit there, get a computer, and
It
just
depends.
basically run something on the computer, right? And get paid just for running numbers on a computer, which probably generate more value to the coin. Is that what you're saying?
Kinda, I guess. I don't.
That's scary too.
Well, what some people do is, you get on your computer and you might have, let's say you got 5 different coins using 5 different wallets. So like how I said, Bitcoin uses Coinbase. You might be able to buy another coin like Ethereum, I think uses a different wallet company name. And what you can do is you can just, let's say your Bitcoin is up to $10,000 and you notice it starts going down a little bit. And you have Ethereum, which is another coin, at maybe $300 a coin. So you can take your maybe $5,000, pull it out of Bitcoin and buy a bunch of Ethereum with it, while Ethereum starts going up, and up and up and up. Now your $3,000 or whatever that you just put in the Ethereum is starting to peak out, and then you can pull out of there and you can go into another coin.
Wow.
And so people are just, riding these profit lines as they increase. If you go on YouTube, there's a really smart guy on it. His name's Cliff High. At his website is halfpastnoon.com, and he's an expert on cryptocurrency. His name is Cliff High, High. And if you go and search for him, he's really current on all the cryptocurrencies, what the future is going to be with it, what the current trends are right now. And you can also go to Coinbase, and it's going to explain to you they're making it as easy as possible for people who are novices on this, just getting into the cryptocurrency market, on how to go in there and buy cryptocurrency.
So now,
and I think it's the new stock market.
So it's like you're actually buying something that's really non-existent, and you're making it worth something by a whole bunch of people just keep buying into it.
Yeah, and you can also earn it too, and that's what many people are doing. They're using their computer power to earn those coins. They're using their computer power to...
well, then why would you want to have a job and go to work every day? You could just sit behind your computer
exactly.
and do all this stuff and become rich.
Well, some people do that, and some people mine. Yeah. Some people spend thousands of dollars on computers and just mine, Bitcoin, and eventually they might just get rich. Like Bitcoin started out at a certain price, and look at it now.
Yeah.
Look at the people that was, buying it at the time.
So
when I was living in L.A. in 2012, a friend of mine who actually wound up being an executive producer, he put in about $1,500 on his credit card into our movie to help pay for one of the shoot days. We had like 28 shoot days. Stephen Huffman, he was telling me on set, I would see him all the time. We worked on different movies and TV shows together as extras, and he was telling me back in 2012, hey, have you heard about Bitcoin? You can buy a coin right now for $50. You ought to get it. It's going to go up. And I was like, I don't know, dude. I'm not going to stick my money into, what is this, digital currency? I didn't even understand it. I thought this was a scam. It's like a pyramid scheme or something. So I was like, okay, well, I appreciate the info. And I stayed friends with him. Well, now, he has made... He was putting all of his money back in then when it was $50 a coin, and now look, it's up to 8, 9, 10,000. It was up to 20,000. So he must have done really well. I haven't even asked him, but he sends me emails every now and then about different coins, and now I know that this is a legit thing. It just exploded. I wish I would have listened to him back then, because I could have taken my meager extra pay on some of those movies and thrown $50 here and there into a coin, and I would have a few $100,000
or more
in cryptocurrency.
Yeah, that's interesting. Oh, wow.
So now that I know, we're buying into my wife and I, we're buying into the least expensive coins we can, so that we can, get it. It's like getting in on the ground floor of Microsoft, back when. That's what That's what this is right now. This is a new chance for everybody to get in on the ground floor of the stock market.
There's a new coin that recently just hit, like, really big. It was a meme. It was a meme at first, started in 2013, but in December of 2017, it just hit like a market cap of $2 billion. I think it's called Dogecoin or Dogcoin. It's DOGE coin, and it's below $1 on the stock market, so you might not find it. But I would definitely check it out.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm old at 66 because I see all this stuff and I hear about it and I'm going, wow, I don't know. It's so. How long have you been out of the Department of the DOD?
I resigned in September 2006. That was I was opening up that play Cuckoo's Nest, and I also was faced with having to travel and not be able to do the show, and I decided to make my career change then. And that's when I decided to start writing my books and doing everything I can to expose the truth about, all the stuff that we've been talking about. So it's been, 12 years now.
Oh, wow.
So,
have you ever had any problems?
And I still get emails every now and then.
Have you had any problems from your former employer telling you to kind of chill out or not to write the books? Or do you have to get permission to write these books, about this stuff? Or?
The interesting thing is when I resigned, I kept all my badges, and I never even got read off. I was read on to some special access programs, and I was in a top secret job and dealing with top secret info, and I kept all my badges, and I never got read off. And once I resigned, I sold my house and left, and nobody ever came and talked to me.
Yeah.
And the only time I ever really had any issue was about 3 years ago. I had released my book, The Second Coming of the Messiah, The Messiah, and I was finished with the script Hollywood and Vine, and I was starting to getting into, I was in the middle of shooting that movie, and I came to Florida on a vacation for like a week to play in a baseball tournament. And so I put out press releases all over the place, and here in Melbourne, Florida, Palm Bay, and I posted them up about how my book was, how the U.S. of A. was a corporation posing as a government. Don't work for the police. Don't work for the military because you're oppressing mankind, all living souls if you do. And about 2 days later, after I had actually put up one of those notices or press releases on the front door of the local police station, just so that, I wanted to give them a chance to quit too. I want police officers to know, hey, here's the truth. Here's what you're supporting. So it's up to you now that you know. So I put it up there, and about 2 days later, the FBI came and knocked on my door. Literally, the FBI, and so I was home, but I wouldn't talk to them. I made them write down their questions. They just had a few questions for me, and I was in Melbourne, and I think they had driven over from Jacksonville or several hours away because there's 3 FBI offices in Florida, one in Jacksonville, one in Tampa, and one in Miami. So whichever one they came from was a few hours away, and they were asking basically, did you put these out? Do you want to harm, police officers? Are you against the United States? And they wanted to ask me questions, and I wouldn't let them ask me verbally. I made them write them down on a piece of paper, and they didn't want to do that. And they were like, well, we'll be back tomorrow. And I said, that's fine. Come back tomorrow. And then finally they realized that they were either going to have to spend the night in a hotel or drive 3 hours there and 3 hours back. So they said, fine. So they wrote down their questions, and I just put no, no, no. And I never heard from them again.
Oh, wow.
But I'm not on a watch list either, which is interesting because I've verified this.